Hello and welcome back to the trilogy part of Star Wars. This is our lightsaber today, except for their paintbrushes. So that was pretty intense, that Yoda. I have to say, normally my quick draws are like 25-30 minutes.
Quick.
And Daisy fabulously arrived just when I wanted her, and she came with David, who brought me a cup of tea, thank you very much, because I was parched and I was feeling tired. And that was big. That Yoda was big. But anyway, now we're on to the crafty creation, which is always the fun make. This is what I really love. And we are going to turn a regular plant pot into Darth Vader. Now, I can't teach Daisy. I do have 3 different teachers for this. There's a Stormtrooper, a C-3PO, and a Darth Vader. I'm only going to do Darth today, which means we're going to have 2 Darths. But I might do the other 2 another time. You will need black and white acrylic, a pot of water, 3 brushes. I've got a round brush, a large round brush, a small square brush, and a small brush.
Yes.
Yes.
And a plant pot.
And a plant pot. Now, I've got a terracotta plant pot because I use these when I do happy birthdays. When I do birthday parties, sometimes we do paint a plant pot, and they plant a little seed in some earth, and then they plant it and take it home as part of a birthday. So this is what I've got, but you could use a plastic. You do not have to have terracotta is what I'm trying to say. You could paint on anything, yeah. You could paint on a yogurt pot. If you've got a yogurt, in Australia they call it yogurt. I don't know.
They call it yogurt.
They call it yogurt.
We call it yogurt.
We call it yogurt. We're from Cornwall in England. That's what we call it. All right, so may the 4th be with you and with you, Daisy. And we are going to go straight into it. Let's go. Okay, so Daisy, put your plant pot like this. We're going to share the paint. I've got a bit of cling wrap on there because it means that the paint later won't go down the sink when we clear up, and it also means we don't have to wash the palette, which is always good. High five on that. Boom. Okay, so let's use our little brush.
Yep. And
let's do the drawing part first, okay? So I want, in fact, let me just make up. Do you want to make your own grey, or do you want me to make, yeah? Okay, so we're going to make a grey. Be careful, we do need some white later. So we want to make not too dark a grey, but not too light a grey, a mid-grey.
we need lots.
No, you don't.
Would that be enough?
Yep, that'd be fine. So that's the kind of tone I'm going for. And we're going to draw with the grey, because then we can always add black onto it. But if you start off drawing with black, it's going to be really hard to put grey on top of it. So, are you ready to go?
A bit lighter.
Yeah, yours. Why don't you use mine, and we might use yours together in a minute. How does that sound?
Yeah.
So just use your very small brush. And I want you to paint a line, and I want it to be straight down, and then I want you to have about 1 centimetre apart, and then straight down again. 2 lines like that with a 1 centimetre gap in between. Keep your hand flat and try and play it, because otherwise you won't get it straight. That's it. So we've got 2 straight lines going down. Okay, now look just underneath the rim of our pot, put a little tiny dot, probably 0.5 centimetre down from the rim, and then you want to join one line to that dot and the other line, so you're making a kind of like triangle shape or a point. Just like that. Yep. Try and make it not so watery, Daisy. Get a really good amount of paint on there, because we don't really want to have to go over redo this and paint over it again, so just get a nice bit of paint on there. Now I want to draw a short rectangle, so look, watch me first, going down about 1 centimetre, down the other side. I'm not from the outside, just about halfway in, centimetre, and then you leave that bit, because in a minute we're going to do a curve. So just, it's probably about 1 centimetre long. Yep, a bit wide there. While it's wet, you can probably wipe it off. Oh, there you go. Okay. Right, now watch me. We're going to do the archway, and this is the bit that... We're going to do that bit, so watch. You're going to go from here, and we're going to do, what's the word of that? What's that? That's like a hump or an archway. So it needs to be wider than those bits there. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to go up, curve, and down. And I'm going to do it in one go. See if you can do it in one go.
Oh, no.
No?
Oh, no.
If you can't, then do it in 2 goes. And the reason why we're doing it in grey first is, that's fine, because we can always trim the grey by painting black over the top. Do you want a cloth? Hang on, look.
Yes,
Got a cloth because Daisy just washed her brush. So dry it off.
to get, you know.
Okay, and then I'm going to do another arch underneath. Yeah. And we're going to paint that in black in a minute. Yeah, it's fine. We're going to paint that in black. Okay, now I'm going to put my little brush down and I'm going to get my square brush. If you haven't got a square brush, then you might just have to use your round brush and see how you go. Just mixing up a bit more grey there. Okay, this is the bit that he does speak through. So I'm using my, and the reason why a square brush is handy is that if I drag straight down, it gives me that lovely, perfect line. I know. Luke. I am your father. I am your father. Sounds like I'm on drugs. Okay, and I'm going to do a shorter one there. And then another short one there. Just keep your hand nice and smooth, Daisy.
Trying this one was.
That's it. We're going to do the black in a minute, so don't worry. You can trim up the shape by doing the black. All right, so that's my grey, and then I'm going to put a grey line right across the bottom. So where that curve of the pot is, I'm going to go right across the bottom.
I kind of put them a bit to the bottom.
That's okay, it's fine. Now it's funny, but as this grey has started to dry out, it's started to go a bit clear. So I'm just actually going to give it a second coat because it's almost, the red is coming through. I don't know if yours is, Daisy, but mine is.
Yeah, it is.
So we're on a bank holiday here today. It's in Australia.
Labor Day.
Well, not in Australia, in Queensland. So that's why I've been doing these today on May the 4th. Back to school tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, this piece here, above the arch, we're going to colour the whole thing in grey.
Whole thing.
Good job. All right.
Is mine a bit thick?
No, it's fine. We're going to put some black in it anyway. So I'm just going to wash that out. Can I have the let's put the cloth in between two of us. Okay, I'm going to wash all these brushes because we're going to go black now. Okay, with my small square brush, I'm going to carefully go round the outside of this shape. And then I'm going to start to paint the entire pot.
Mine's a bit wet.
It's a bit wet, dry it off.
That's so too wet.
It's all right. Going to turn it around that way. Just twiddle it round till you're comfortable with where the easiest way to colour it in, okay? Just takes a little bit of...
Are we drawing all the way down to the curve?
we're going to go all the way down to the mouth area there. So I'm just colouring in this top bit to start with, not colouring it in, painting it in. Yeah. Actually, you could probably do this in Sharpies if you didn't have paints. I reckon you could do it on Sharpies, couldn't you, on a terracotta pot?
Probably.
Yeah.
Or I guess you could even draw it just on a paper.
Yep, definitely. Or craft it, you know, like decoupage, as the word is.
I don't know what that is.
Decoupage is French for, I actually don't know what the translation is, but I know that it's sticking bits of paper on things. Whether that is actually what decoupage means. Well, it's sort of like collage, but they use it... Right, Daisy, to get this bit here, I'm going to use my small brush, otherwise I'm not going to get in that little V.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Don't jog the table.
Sorry.
Can't talk and concentrate, people, sorry. It's a skill I haven't mastered. So now I can kind of like edit my grey lines and make them a bit thinner if I want to, because the black goes over the grey and it gets rid of all of those mistakes. So this arch is definitely not big enough. So now I'm going to put my black over some of that grey to make the arch bit bigger, and it will make it look like the grey line is smaller. How you doing, Daisy? All right? Haven't done that detailing bit yet?
No, not yet.
So I'm just painting in the black bit round the front there. So that's got that arch, and it makes the grey lines look much smaller because I've painted the black bigger. Okay, now I'm going to go in and around underneath the arch, but I'm not going to paint all of that area because some of that area is white. So I'm just going to paint a black line under the grey.
Mine's a bit thick, like the grey line.
That's okay. And then a straight line across, because that bit there is going to be white. And now I'm going to paint my black lines down Darth Vader's mouth area. So it's a bit fiddly, but it's not that technical because it's just stripes really, isn't it? Stripes and arches.
Yeah.
And this is where, with a steady hand, you're now going to do the diagonal and cut off all those edges that you draw with your grey. So you don't have to try and create that area with the grey, you can do it with the black, and that's how easy it is. I'm going to turn my pot that way, and I'm going to do the same on this side. So I'm going to do kind of a nice diagonal straight line right up to the mouth area, straight across the top.
Do we do it like colour?
Yeah, so a tiny bit, but you need to leave a little bit for white, and in a minute when that dries we'll colour it in. So I'm now just going to switch to my big brush, and I'm going to paint the rest of the plant pot in black. Put your hand inside as you twiddle him round. Woo! I might have just messed. Woo! Gosh, that was lucky. I'm going to put it upside down. Yeah. Did you see that? It just rolled off.
I know.
I nearly had a whoopsie.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Luckily.
I reckon these would look really cool. I might put these outside in the studio. I've got a little courtyard out there, so I might put some.
Out there.
Yeah. Actually, I've got a really good make to make a mandrake plant. You know, on Harry Potter, the one that goes. You know, the one in the.
Oh yeah, the squealy one.
The squealy mandrake. I've got a really good make for that. So I could make, and it's made out of a pair of pantyhose. You know, like ladies' tights. Maybe we could make mandrakes to go in these pots, Daisy, fake ones.
Oh, that'd be funny.
That would be funny.
Star Wars and Harry Potter combined.
Exactly. Star Wars meets Harry Potter. That's a great combo, I reckon.
Both things that people like.
Okay, so I'm just now getting those black lines to go all the way down the base because I didn't get it all the way to the bottom. And you can see I've put my hand inside so that I can turn it. Just that little bit there. Okay. How you going? Yours doing okay?
I'm just doing the outside.
Alright, I'm just going to paint the very top lip of my... Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky because you can't really move it around. What I should have done, which I didn't do, but I could do, I want to show you a top tip actually. If you've got a Lazy Susan, you know one of those things that you put crisps and dip on? They are great to put these things on to help you spin around. But what you can do...
Or a pottery wheel.
Pottery wheel, yep. If I get a piece of paper, so when you put yours down, Daisy, put it on this piece of paper, and then you can spin the paper. So I'm going to put my hand in, open my hand up, put it on the bit of paper, and then you can spin the piece of paper, look. Top tip from Bessel. Top tip from Bessel. Bess. Bess knows best. All right, we're nearly there. We're now going to just put in some white lines and some highlights. Now, how am I going to manage this? I'm going to have to turn it like this carefully. Okay, so this is, if I was doing this and I wasn't doing this live to you guys, I would probably wait for my black to dry. And Daisy, you might want to wait for your black to dry. But I'm going to put in, because we're live, I'm going to put in the eyes. Gosh, how am I going to do this? Okay. So I'm just doing kind of like an oval shape. And I don't mind that it's kind of a grey tone. So it's kind of like the eye sockets, the creases on the mask. And then we've got a white piece in the front over where the mouth area is. And then we're going to put some crease lines down his outside of where the mouth bit is. Mouth guard, voice changer, whatever it is. Not quite sure what the terminology is.
Yeah, because I don't think it's his real voice that you hear.
You don't?
No.
And then some white at the very bottom of that grill area. And then to help make it three-dimensional, we're going to put white. I'm just going to stand up for this. We're going to put white down one side. I've got to stand up because I'm obviously tilting it and it's not on the flat. I didn't really think through how I was going to demonstrate this really when it's a three-dimensional pot, but that's okay. All right, so I've got my white lines. Good job, Daisy. I'm going to put a little line on that side going round. And that side going round. And then he's got a couple of stripes across there. I'm going to try and get that a bit brighter in his mouth area because that's where, because it's wet, it's a bit grey colour. And that's it. That is my Darth Vader plant pot. Daisy is going to carry on doing hers. Hers isn't quite finished yet, so she's going to wait for the black to dry and then do the white. But that's it. Super simple, super easy. I've got a Stormtrooper and a C-3PO that goes along with that. But that is my Darth Vader plant pot. May the Fourth be with you. Have a very good evening. We will see you again soon.
Bye.
Good job, Daisy.